Hi there, and welcome back to How to Sell in Any Economy. With me, as always, are my co-authors. This time, both are here, which I'm always excited for, Lee Cassels and Catherine Brownlee. This is episode 7 of How to Sell in Any Economy, based on the principles of our #1 bestseller. Today, we're going to be talking about something that every sales professional and business owner needs to really know how to execute, and that is how to get the meeting. And I say the meeting because some meetings land in our lap, and there's other ones that we are trying to strategically acquire business, and those meetings are a little harder to get. So we wanted to, all three of us, chime in on our tips and best practices to how to get those harder to come by meetings. I'll kick us off with really the fact that we need to create value way before the meeting takes place. That could be in a cold reach out email or a LinkedIn request or a phone call or a physical visit. But no matter what, we got to deliver value way before we see a signed contract. And in some of our previous episodes, we talked about creating an ideal customer avatar and also how to create your ideal value proposition. So if you haven't already subscribed and gone back to some of our previous episodes, that is really good information for you to understand as a framework on how to easily then come up with how to be of greater value. But let's assume you've done your pre-research, which we covered in episode 6. And if you have, then you know a lot about who you're about to meet with. You might understand what matters to them. You might understand charities that they're passionate about. You might understand news that's recently been in the media about their company. And the point is, you can acquire the meeting by speaking to what we call their currency. In other words, speaking to what matters to them. To protect their privacy, I had to do a reach out for a book I was doing in my own and without these two, so it probably is not going to do as well. But the point is, I was reaching out to all kinds of top level professionals, and I was able to get a response from an international bestseller and I'll just say famous person within 2 hours on a Saturday by framing the subject of my email such that I knew it spoke to what mattered to them. This person happened to be, we don't want to go too deep, but this person happened to be in the leadership space. So my subject was simply your views on values-based leadership. I was speaking their language. I was speaking to their currency. And then the other thing, and I know Catherine and I covered this in an episode, is my LinkedIn profile was well done in advance. It's an all-star status. And that's not to brag. That's to say that I had done my homework. So then when this person checked my LinkedIn profile, they understood who I was and they had a clear idea on what I might have been asking. So my point is, you want to create value right out of the gates. Let someone know why it's worth meeting with you. I've also had a couple of clients in the coaching practice who are just starting their business, open up good doors they've never been able to open before using a simple strategy on content marketing. For instance, Catherine, I know you're busy. I'd love to get your views on how you're adapting your business in the wake of this global pandemic. I'd just like to ask you a few questions. I won't take more than 15 minutes of your time. And in exchange, I'm creating a survey with leaders just like you, and you'll be the first group of people to receive my State of the Industry report. So it's a give-get, right? I'm asking for Catherine's time, and in exchange for her valuable time, she's going to get some intel that no one else outside a select group of individuals are going to get. She might learn something through this process, and all of a sudden, I'm delivering massive value. Of course, I'm not charging for that report, but I'm delivering massive value before I've even showed up for the meeting. Now, Catherine's going to be more likely to give me gold in terms of what she's doing in her business and the questions I'm asking. Plus, inevitably, there's the question, okay, girl, tell me more about you, Stan. What is it you do? And now we're into a great conversation. So my point, build value before the meeting occurs. Catherine, let's throw to you on how you get the meeting.
Thank you. And so true, Stan. That was great advice. I also like to reach out if they are on LinkedIn. I look at all the articles that they've shared, if they've liked anything, and if there's anything that resonates with me as well, I will also like, and depending on what it is, I will also share that through my LinkedIn. So that is even prior to connecting them to my LinkedIn account. It's just showing them love in advance to a meeting. Of course, after a meeting, it's a lot easier to add them officially, but until then, I usually just try to like and share and watch their activity. I also look to see who they know on LinkedIn. So inevitably, there's going to be individuals that they're connected to that I will know better, and I will reach out to the people that I'm closest to and ask about, what are some of the things that this person is interested in outside of what's obvious on their LinkedIn? What are they involved in? What kind of personality do they like to have around them? What are the features that they have in some of their closest friends, and just so I can understand the type of person that they like to be around. Not that I need to change, but I am adaptable. And if they don't like my crazy way of doing things, then I might tone that part of me down rather than I don't know what I've offend anyone. I certainly want to be myself, but I don't need to be all myself in the first meeting. So I do that. And then when they've actually committed to a meeting or committed to setting up something, whether I'm dealing with their executive assistant or them directly, I control the meeting request. I will send, obviously you're always ready for that. You've got your computer open when you're talking to them or their assistant. You're not waiting to boot up your computer or any of that. That's all ready to go. You want it as painless as possible. So you'll put it right into the calendar. You'll say exactly the time frame that they're committing. Of course, you put a reminder in advance to that meeting that you're going to be there 15 minutes, 10 minutes in advance, so that you're waiting in the reception area, making friends with the receptionist too, by the way. It's very important to stay positive in all your communications. When you're in front of the receptionist, they're watching your every move. In lots of cases, the receptionists are asked. In fact, I've got many stories. One was a friend that was the president of the Chamber of Commerce here. She would ask the receptionist after the person left every time how that person treated the receptionist. So very important to keep that in mind as well. Not that it's a test, but be kind anyway. Be gentle with everyone you're speaking to. So back to the meeting request, you're putting that in and you're asking them, or at least I do, I like to do this, what their favorite beverage is at that time of day. Be prepared for fun little answers. If it happens to be Scotch, and depending on if it's the time of day, you can make fun of that. And maybe it's a really big meeting and you want to bring them their favorite Scotch. Of course, that's not something you want to have at 10 a.m. But definitely, if it's a gift that you want to bring and that's your style, then maybe that's something that you bring just for fun. But obviously, if it's a coffee, whatever that exact coffee is that they want, put it right into the meeting request. How many times I've done this where I've shown up and of course you don't forget the coffee, make sure you bring it. And it's exactly the way they like it. Always they will say to me, I saw that in my calendar this morning and I couldn't wait for you to come in. So they were really excited about meeting me because I was bringing their favorite coffee with me too. So that works really well. Anyway, that's basically the setup of the meeting. That's getting you, and we mentioned the file folder that you're bringing with you. You're extremely prepared, and you're watching your time so that you reflect upon that when you need to leave the meeting. So that's setting up the meeting.
Excellent. Lee, anything you do differently or in addition to these steps to acquire the meeting?
Yeah, you both said excellent points. The big thing for me is just always sell me on me. Like that's a concept that I use. Like what's important to me? You're coming to meet me. You're coming to talk to me. Just like Catherine said, like don't bring me Tim Hortons coffee if I like Starbucks coffee. Like that, even though you brought me coffee, it doesn't matter anymore because you brought the wrong brands. So make sure that it's 100% all about me. I'm the center of the world. I'm the person here. Like make me happy. And really keep that at the back of your mind all the time. So some of the the approaches that we've taken in the past is, if somebody doesn't respond to email, for example, because they're not doing well at responding back and forward to email, then send them a WhatsApp message, because maybe they'll respond faster on WhatsApp. If they don't respond to WhatsApp, maybe send them a voicemail through WhatsApp, like a recorded voice, or maybe do a YouTube thing and then send them the YouTube link. Like, there's so many different ways now to connect to your ideal customer, but again, connect in a way that they want to receive the information. So if they're not responding on email, change your approach, text them, Facebook them, LinkedIn them, whatever it is to get that actual meeting booked. But don't give up just because the one that you like, as in sending emails all day long, isn't effective. Change it to the one that is going to be effective to the person receiving it, and you'll get a much better result and a much better completion rate for your appointments.
Love it. On that last point, completion rate, it's important whether you're using Outlook or Calendly or any other sort of software. You can program it to set a reminder for the person you're meeting with. If they have an executive assistant, as Catherine alluded to, chances are that's taken care of, but a lot of people don't. And a lot of times, especially when you're meeting business to business and you are meeting directly with the owner, they might be a solopreneur or just a really busy business owner, and they might forget meetings. So the fact that your meeting comes with a reminder, includes their favorite beverage, that you've pre-communicated how you're going to create value for them before the meeting even starts, that you're not asking for an hour, you're asking for 15 minutes, half hour tops. There's a lot of reasons why someone is going to want to take your meeting. And remember, you can't close the door if you never opened it. So really important that you get the meeting. And we hope that today's tips help you get into more sales conversations. In later episodes, we'll talk about helping improve your sales closure rates and acquiring more business as a percentage of those meetings that you're acquiring. But this has been How to Sell in Any Economy. Again, on behalf of Lee Cassels and Catherine Brownlee, thanks for stopping by. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.